The town is older than I remembered.
Hey everyone, welcome back to your nerdy show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master. Today we're diving into one of the most intriguing locations from Severance Season 2, Salt's Neck. This town doesn't just appear out of nowhere, but its ties to Lumon Industries and one of the show's most complex characters, Harmony Cobel, reveal a lot about the dark side of this company and how it's affected everyone in its path. So let's break it down. Salt's Neck, on the surface, seems like a quiet, desolate town. The kind of place you'd drive through and think, yeah, nothing ever happens here. But as we find out in episode 8 of Severance Season 2, Salt's Neck is way more significant than we first thought. It's directly tied to Lumon and Harmony Cobel's past, and the more we learn, the clearer it becomes how much damage the company has done to this place.
Met at the ether mill. You know that.
Lumon's factory in Salt's Neck. Now, the first thing we learn about Salt's Neck is that it used to be home to a Lumon Industries factory. And when I say used to, I mean it. The factory is abandoned, dilapidated, and falling apart by the time we see it in the show. It's practically a ghost town at this point, and as Harmony Cobel pulls up to it, we get this eerie sense that whatever happened here wasn't just a regular factory closure. It left a scar on the town. Harmony meets with an old acquaintance, Hampton, in this crumbling factory. And through their conversation, we get this tragic sense of how Lumon's presence here once gave the town some sense of structure and life. The factory wasn't just a job provider, it was a lifeline for the people in Salt's Neck. People had jobs, the economy had some stability, and it looked like the town had a future. But once Lumon decided to pull out, everything changed. The factory closed down, and that was basically the death sentence for the town's livelihood.
Strikes, there was a retrenchment from some of the core infrastructure investment.
The aftermath of the factory closure. So why did Lumon close down the factory? Well, it's not entirely clear, but Hampton drops a key phrase, market readjustment. This suggests that Lumon's decision to shut down the factory was purely business-driven, maybe a result of shifting priorities or economic decisions. But whatever the reason, it left Salt's Neck with nothing. No factory means no jobs, no money coming into the town, and no chance for people to support their families or even dream of a better life. Harmony and Hampton's conversation sheds some light on how bad things got after the closure. Hampton, who's selling drugs to get by, implies that the town was left in ruins after Lumon pulled out. The infrastructure that the town relied on crumbled, and the people were left to fend for themselves. It's heartbreaking, honestly. People in Salt's Neck are now stuck in a cycle of despair, trying to survive in a town that's been abandoned by the very company that once gave it purpose.
But I'll not be the punching dummy for your...
Cobel's family. History with Salt's Neck. But it's not just the town that's affected by Lumon's actions. Harmony Cobel, one of the central characters of the show, has deep roots in Salt's Neck. We learn that Harmony grew up here, and her connection to this town isn't just because of her job at Lumon. It's personal. Her Aunt Sissy still lives in Salt's Neck, and Harmony visits her in episode 8. This visit takes us into Harmony's past and shows us just how much Salt's Neck shaped the person she became. Inside Sissy's home, we see remnants of Harmony's childhood, height marks on the wall, old possessions stashed away in a basement-like room. It's clear that Harmony spent a lot of time here, and there's a deep emotional connection to this place. Her mother, Charlotte, was part of Lumon's Wintertide program, and she worked at the factory too. So Harmony's entire upbringing is tied to Lumon and the factory in Salt's Neck. But here's the kicker. Harmony's disillusionment with Lumon becomes more obvious as she clashes with her Aunt Sissy. Harmony hasn't returned to Salt's Neck in years. And she's struggling with the realization that the company she dedicated her life to has destroyed the very town she came from. The factory's closure, the decay of the town, and the toll it's taken on the people. Harmony can't ignore that anymore. She's seeing it all for what it is, the broken promises of Lumon and how it's ruined not just the town, but her own sense of self.
Factory. No apprentice was more industrious than you.
Harmony's struggle and the larger impact of Lumon Harmony's character has been so fascinating to watch because for so long she seemed to be this unwavering, almost robotic figure who believed in Lumon's mission. But in episode 8, we start to see cracks in that persona. She's grappling with the reality of how her loyalty to Lumon has led to the destruction of her hometown and her own family. It's also clear that the people in Salt's Neck, like Hampton, are trying to cope with the fallout. With no other options, they turn to drugs or other means of escape to numb the pain of living in a town that no longer has a future. The sense of hopelessness is palpable, and it all traces back to Lumon's corporate decisions.
Destroyed this town. You owe them no loyalty.
The bigger picture, Lumon's impact on communities. So, Salt's Neck isn't just a random location, it's a microcosm of Lumon's corporate philosophy. The factory closure, the disintegration of the town, and the emotional toll it takes on its people all reflect the dark side of corporate power. Lumon swoops in, provides just enough to give the illusion of prosperity, and then pulls the rug out from under everyone when it no longer fits their agenda. It's the kind of systemic damage that we see play out in countless communities in the real world, where big corporations take what they want and leave the people behind.
I don't believe you!
Our nerdy show Salt's Neck serves as a crucial backdrop for Harmony Cobel's character development, but it's also a perfect example of the show's larger themes about power, control, and the human cost of corporate greed. Harmony's return to her childhood home shows us the true extent of Lumon's destruction, and it forces her to reckon with her role in all of it. If there's one takeaway from all this, it's that no one is immune to the effects of Lumon's actions, not even those who work there. Salt's Neck is a tragic reminder of what happens when companies like Lumon prioritize profit over people, and it sets the stage for even deeper revelations about the company's influence. All right, that's all for today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more deep dives into Severance and other shows.
I hope you die as painfully as she did.
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.